Und warum ist dann der Bowling-Typ abgehauen? Das wüsste ich dann auch gerne.
Unless Tiernan set him up. I don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you? Now, whoever did.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the dogging?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Wie viele Leute leben hier?
Shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Jetzt weiß ich wieder, wo ich bin, glaube ich. Ja, ich weiß, wo ich bin. Ah, ich habe den Weg gefunden. Sehr schön. Sehr schön. 7 Uhr abends.
You sure you can make it stick with one of
Eine
these suspects?
Gegenüberstellung.
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself.
Mach das.
He's got some fearful retribution coming.
Mach
Tiernan
das.
isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
I say we bust in here.
Das wäre wahrscheinlich so sehr.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down with my sap.
I want to make homicide.
Hi.
You know you made it if you can get.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Das stimmt wohl.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Vielleicht doch
Sounds
mehr?
like half an answer to me, Tiernan. Were you sleeping with her?
That's none of your business.
In diesem Moment leider schon. Es tut mir leid.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Wer so falsch liegen?
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute. But, you know, I'm not so sure.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night.
Das glaube ich dir
I
nicht.
don't remember.
Das glaube ich dir nicht.
If you don't give me some reason to think differently about this, Tiernan, I'm gonna have to go to the DA.
I drank half a bottle of scotch. I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Ja, ich bin so gut da
Do
drin.
you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
Okay.
Evelyn was beaten to death with a lug wrench. We found a wrench at McCaffrey's apartment.
You see? It was McCaffrey. He had nothing but hatred for me and Evelyn.
Warum?
Evelyn
Oh,
was
ich bin
missing
so
a ring
gut
from
hier.
her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. A big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Gar nicht. So, wo ist die 2 wieder? Ich lerne das nie. Gegenüberstellung. Zellen. Hau ab.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out.
Warte, war es nie auf der
Now
anderen
DA wants
Seite?
my head.
Da. Gefunden. Ich bin stolz auf uns. Hi.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective.
Ja, du Bitch.
Let's see where this takes us.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Ich glaube doch mehr.
Doesn't look good, Grosvenor. It's either you or Tiernan from where we're sitting.
Personally, I think Evelyn is better off, but I had nothing to do with it.
Ah, ich raste hier aus.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
Sollte beenden.
I was
Läuft
at
nicht
home,
mehr.
writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Aber es muss ja jemand,
You're gonna need to do better if you don't want to swing for this.
muss ja jemand bezeugen können.
I was having a political meeting in my apartment.
Cheese and crackers for the fifth columnist.
Some of these people will corroborate your story.
I won't give up names of party members.
Good. It's your funeral.
It's either gonna be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, detective. The party has good lawyers.
Ah, es läuft heute gar nicht.
I'm out of here.
So, nun. Wo muss ich jetzt hin?
I say we
Telefon?
bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that
Phelps,
desk.
badge 1247.
How could I help,
Muss immer wie so
detective?
ein halber Cowboy da
I need the
stehen.
jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks, ma'am.
Können wir mit ihm noch mal darüber reden?
You were in the war?
Yes, I was.
Deswegen auch so eine
Seeing the
Bitch.
things that I saw. It changes a man.
Mhm.
I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
You're holding out on us, McCaffrey. What other trouble have you been in?
I was in a few labor disputes before the war. I didn't use my real name.
Und trotzdem... Ja, I know.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
You'll have to do better than that, Grosvenor. We know about you and Evelyn.
Evelyn was a lush and a boring one at that. You can't link her to me. Seems there's a serious gulf between what you think you know and what you actually do, detective.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there? You're going to have to do better than that, Detective.
It's either going to be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, Detective. The party has good lawyers.
Parker or Green? I don't know who these were.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Where's the code?
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
You trying to put me down?
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
You're not gonna get out of here tonight? No. Can you get me a coffee? Is anybody making coffee soon? Hey, do you fellas want me to stick around much longer?
How come this is so hard to believe? A man and a woman getting along, liking each other just as friends.
What the hell is the LAPD up to these days? That's correct.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
I have faith in the Lord. Do you, senor?
You don't like McCaffrey, do you, Tiernan?
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us. Evelyn thought he was going to be a great novelist. And he had nothing but vitriol for her.
You're going to release me now?
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You left at midnight, correct?
If you don't give me some reason to think differently about this, Tiernan, I'm gonna have to go to the DA.
I drank half a bottle of scotch. I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Yeah, you can fill this out? Yeah, okay.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
Can you identify the man in this?
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with that.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation. That's understandable. Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore! She tried to steal from my wallet! I could have fought for this country! I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch! What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her!
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys, you bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.
Komm, ich will zu Ende machen. Ich bin müde. Ach, geht ja noch. Wenigstens gab es keine Verletzten.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. The gunny is dead, first platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Then we rally with the first and try for the Namboots.
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Namboots and enfilade.
Mate,
we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant! Get back off this fucking bridge! They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions! We only have minutes!
I'm in charge here, Sergeant!
Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant!
What's your unit, Sergeant?
We don't have time for this, Lieutenant!
What's your unit, Sergeant?
I company 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river.
My orders are to reconnoiter the...
I think that point is now moot! You have 10 men left! My orders are to save what's left! Move out!
Und so wäre es das gewesen.
Well done, lads. You did well with the Summers case. But we have a problem. The examiner received a new letter today.
Do you mind if I take a look, Ray?
Go right ahead. They've both been rinsed in gasoline like the previous letters, so I can't lift a print.
No one else but the killer knew about this message. Another snippet from the Shelley poem.
Aber das E ist schlecht gedruckt. Was ist das?
suffer woes which hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night.
I've been in this job 20 years.
If the note is from the Dahlia maniac, he definitely also killed Teresa Terrell.
Mal and I agree.
But where does that leave us? If this is the Dahlia killer, and he is responsible for the Tarrelson murder, not to mention the Muller
Hang
case.
on a moment, Skipper.
Let me finish, Rusty. We have 5 birds in hand and none in the bush. The department will not survive a scandal if we have to let them all go without catching a fiend first. Your careers will be over for a start, gentlemen.
Looking in wonder.
Ah, fuck it. I knew this run was too good to be true.
I hid myself within a fountain in the public square.
You like that stuff? What is it supposed to mean?
It's supposed to... Forget what it's supposed to... What does he want it
Where
to
are you going with this, Cole?
He's obviously taunting us. He believes he's far more intelligent than we are.
Okay, it's some kind of story, right? A guy that God hates, chains him up.
It's an allegory, Rusty.
What? Story with 2 meanings. A symbolic meaning. But that's what he wants us to think.
Could he be using it literally? Within a fountain in a public square? Could it be that easy?
Can somebody tell me what the fuck is going on?
The fountain in Pershing Square. Come on, we have a clue. Captain, thanks, Ray.
Be careful, Phelps. This is his game you're playing now.
Ja, wir wissen's. Kannst jetzt mal speichern? Es speichert. Sehr schön. Mach Schluss für heute. Reicht mir.